Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 43 of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long, and we are coming to you once again from the international headquarters of GSM Services right here in downtown Gastonia, as we continue to look forward to having some great discussions in the coming weeks and months. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We're highlighting another great organization this week and have Brandie Meeks with us. Brandie is the Healthy Highland Enterprise Manager for RAMS Kitchen. Brandie, it's great to have you on, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So I want to throw out one thing real quick. So Elizabeth and Amy don't make too much fun of me today. I just got, as a 51-year-old, I just got braces off last week. So it feels like I'm talking with a lisp. So, Brandie, I'm sorry that, you're going to really be the star today because I sound like more of a buffoon than normal. So, Brandie, we want to get right to it. If you don't mind, just share a little bit about yourself with our listeners, anything you'd like to share.
Yes, I am the mother of three. I am the happy wife of Chef Brandie Meeks. I've been a resident of this great county of Gaston for 35 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought you were going to say you were like 22.
No, I wish.
So, some of our listeners may not know much about RAMS Kitchen, but first we'll get to that. But can you how did you end up being involved in RAMS Kitchen, and kind of tell us what the mission is, and just kind of share what you can about the kitchen that maybe some of our listeners may not have heard of.
Well, how I became a part of RAMS Kitchen started about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Danielle Barber, which is our community center health director of Contegra Health, decided to get some members of the Highland community together, and let's talk about how we can make the area great. It was already a beautiful place, had some past stories that you would think it wasn't a nice community to be in, but it's an amazing community. Highland has so much rich history. We wanted to get together and see how we can bring that history back to our community. So she invited a few members, a few past residents and future residents that are looking to move into the area to a round table, and we created the Highland Neighborhood Association. We talked about things that would make our community better, speed bumps, stop signs, grocery store, the food markets, that what they consider food markets in the area. And as we continue to dialogue and dig in our issues, it always came to the root of it was food.
Right.
The health of the community. You can walk. We have an amazing Irwin Center track. You can walk and you can get healthy, but at the end of the day, it's the food, the access that we have to food. And so we created a vision, RAMS Kitchen. We didn't know the name, but we just knew that we needed to have a place where people can come and get healthy, affordable, healthy meals. We know that people are on budgets, and you think about, your senior citizens that are on fixed incomes or have limited incomes. So everything that we talked about, it seems like we always came to the root, food.
So, I've been fortunate enough to see Danielle do a couple of presentations to my Rotary Club, and of course it's her Rotary Club now as well. Am I remembering correctly, doesn't RAM stand for something specifically?
Really amazing meals with soul.
That's right, thank you. And then, of course, ties in with the Rams being the mascot for Highland School, which goes back much longer than the Highland School of Technology. Yep.
Yes, the history of RAMS, the colors. We wanted to keep the colors the same, and we wanted to use that same mascot, just so that we can tie it into the richness of, like I said, the Highland community and the members that were a part of the Highland Neighborhood Association. So we wanted to tie all that in together, and so that's where RAMS got the name and also the mascot and the colors.
So that's great. Yeah, it really ties into I know when I was in middle school playing basketball and baseball, Highland, I guess, junior high at the time.
Yes.
That was always a tough games, man. Back, of course, that was a few years ago. So, Brandie, can you kind of share with us, I'm not sure this is the right phrase, but what the mission is? Do you have a specific mission for Rams Kitchen, and maybe some of the initiatives and some of the specific things that you guys are, doing week to week?
Our mission is to become healthy one community at a time. We want to make sure that everyone has access to healthy food wherever you may be, and it's just starting in the Highland community. We want to make sure that you have the options to eat healthy. You don't have to eat at a corner store. You don't have to eat a bag of chips. We want to give you an opportunity to not only eat healthy, but give you the educational piece behind it. Our vision is to make sure that we have multiple Rams kitchens around this wonderful Gaston County in the future. So that's our mission.
Did I remember correctly that from the last presentation I saw with Danielle that there either is or getting ready to be a food truck?
We have a food truck. Yay.
That's fantastic.
We actually rolled out in January.
Okay.
And our calendar is filling up quickly. We go to Caramont. We have been to Caramont Health. We also have been to Gaston County Department of Social Service. We are going to Peak Resources this coming Friday.
Okay.
And we have a lot of other businesses and entities and doctor office areas that we're adding to the calendar. The goal of that, I would love to see multiple Ram trucks around Gastonia, because Highland is not the only food desert that we have in this area. And so our goal is to make sure that no one has a food desert.
So can you, for those that might not know, I mean, again, I go back to, I've seen the presentation multiple times, and I know where the kitchen is. I haven't actually, I have to admit, I haven't eaten there, which I should have, especially with our office. Our other building is right on the corner of May Street and Airline, not really that far.
Yes, you have to stop by soon.
And so kind of tell us tell us about the food, tell us about just, in general, what's like a day in the life at Rams Kitchen?
Ooh, a day in the life. We come in, we prep. Our hours are Tuesday through Friday,
okay,
from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have an amazing chef, Brandie Meeks. And
you're not biased, though, are you?
I'm not
okay.
at all. We have amazing workers there. And what's so amazing about Rams Kitchen is that we also are in the heart of the community, but we also employ our residents, people that's within, the community. That's our goal, to make sure that they, are able to have living wages and do something that's good for the community at the same time. We prepare healthy, affordable meals. All our meals are $4 and $5. You cannot eat anywhere healthy for $4 and $5.
You're correct.
And the food is good. What we do is we, do some research, throw a little vegetable in, a Brussels sprout, eggplant, beets, and they say, "Oh my God, what did I have yesterday?" and we'd tell them, and they was like, "But I don't like beans." And I was like, well, now you do. So you can eat healthy.
Sometimes it's better not to know.
Right. So you can eat healthy and it tastes good. And that's our goal. Our goal is to let people know that you can eat healthy and it can be delicious at the same time. As kids, our parents probably made us eat lima beans. And they probably was just straight out the can and maybe a little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and then they put it on the plate and
I'm having
bam.
some flashbacks.
Right. And so now, you can add, some low sodium seasoning to that, and you place it beside of some baked chicken and some brown rice, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that lima beans taste. And so we're just having fun with our recipes and throwing in something that, you probably just wouldn't pick up. And again, eating healthy, it's hard.
It is.
It's it's
not as accessible.
Right. I can go get a $10 salad from Zaxby, or I can go right across on 321 and get a 4 for $4 at Wendy's. Which one? $10, $4.
Well, that's a great point.
And especially with the economy the way it is, it's up and down. So
right.
I can eat at Wendy's 2 days for for under $10, which I could have went over to Zaxby's and got a salad. So, you have to take all those things into consideration. And so, we just try to make our meals healthy and fun at the same time.
So I'm going to back up a little bit. I meant to ask this before I asked that last question, but you mentioned food desert. Do you know, I'm familiar with that, I think, but is there like an official definition of that? What
Well,
is it just how the distance from grocery stores basically and how far someone has to travel?
Absolutely.
Is that a fair?
Absolutely. Food deserts are communities and neighborhoods that do not have a grocery store within a certain mile radius. You have your corner stores, but you have to get a bus line to get to the grocery store. You have to catch a ride, and then you have to think about, does the bus even run that line to the grocery store? So it takes a lot of things in perspective to what is considered a food desert. The Highland community, we don't have a grocery store. We have Walmart. We have Food Line that's on Garrison. We have Walmart that's on the west end of Franklin. But how many people have transportation to get there? I have transportation, but my neighbor might not have transportation. So you can actually, within walking distance, walk to RAMS Kitchen. And for $10, you can have your lunch and your dinner. And it was healthy. And it was, the correct portion size, which will help with your weight and your diabetes and your A1C and your blood pressure. So we're not just wanting to feed the soul. We want to make sure that the soul is healthy so that we all can live a long life.
So, kind of on that same note, do you have any examples, any anecdotal stories, something you can relate for either the community or family, individuals, or somebody that you've seen that you guys have impacted or made a positive impact? You can remember this is about positive things going on in Gaston County, and obviously RAMS Kitchen is one of those. But anything you could share related to that? Yes,
we have testimonies that come in all the time from our customers about how they're meeting their weight loss goal. Their A1C is better. The doctor asked them, "What are you doing?" And they just say, "We're eating at RAMS Kitchen." We have lost over 125 pounds with just the staff at RAMS Kitchen from the time that we have opened. So we're being a product of the product. So you come in and, you see us getting, healthier and, meeting our goals as well. And you're asking why, and we're just saying we're eating here. We're walking at the track right around the corner at Irwin Center. What people don't seem to realize is that the Highland community has everything that we need. Right. We have a RAMS Kitchen, which is amazing. You can eat there. We have the Irwin Center track where you can walk and exercise, and we have the Contegra Health. We have a pool. We have a basketball court. There's no way that we have to travel outside somewhere else. We have everything in this community, and that's what we want to let the people know. You have stories of don't go on that side of town, but we're making sure that the people know that, come on, it's safe on this side of town. We're getting better together, and so that is our goal, that we want the people to know that come on back.
Absolutely. So, how many? Do you know, typical week or typical day, how many people are you guys serving?
On a typical day, we're serving anywhere from 100 to 125 meals. We have people coming from Charlotte. We have people coming from Belmont. So it's not just the people right here in Gaston County, but we're actually reaching beyond the city limits. So, and on a Turkey Burger Day, that can double.
Oh, yeah. Turkey Burger Day.
Turkey Burger Day is one of our top.
Is that like a secret day, or can you share it with everybody, or is that?
I can't share the recipe of Turkey Burger Day, but once you had one, you will be back the following Thursday. We do turkey burgers on Thursday. And today is one of our popular days. Today is our baked chicken and our salmon day. Where can you go somewhere and get fresh salmon for $5 with a vegetable? Nowhere. So today is one of our popular days, and sometimes that supersedes our Turkey Burger Day.
So that 120, 125 people, is that maxed out, or could you handle more? Or
we can handle more. Okay. You come, we got you. From 11 to 3, we can handle more, and that's just in-house what we do at the inside of RAMS Kitchen. But with the food truck, that's the same amount, if not more, with turkey burgers and chicken clubs, and we try to keep it with 2 items right now with the flow, because people have turkey burgers on a Thursday, and then the same people come right back on that Friday and get turkey burgers for the weekend. So we trying to, until we're able to, create more avenues where we can provide more options. But right now, turkey burgers is our top day, and also our chicken and salmon day as well.
Okay, so I think you mentioned that the tip at RAMS at the kitchen, that it's $4 or $5. But am I correct that maybe the food truck might be a little more expensive? Is that correct?
Yes. $4 and $5 are all meals inside house. And when I say inside house, that's our brick and mortar at 605 North Highland Street. We're located inside 3rd Street Presbyterian Church. Okay. With the food truck, our we're going to add salmon burgers soon, so I guess I slipped that out. That's coming soon.
The secret's out now.
The secret is out. We have our turkey burgers, and we have our chicken clubs, and they come with sweet potato fries or eggplant fries, and they are $7. And just because it takes a little bit more to run the truck, so the price is just slightly increased there.
I'm assuming that truck runs on gas, which is right now
$100 a gallon.
A little bit of an issue there. So, listen, you've shared so many things right now. These next 2 questions might be you kind of already answered them, but can you maybe share something else or something specific? What are you most proud of accomplishing, in your time at RAMS Kitchen?
The educational part of RAMS Kitchen, not just the food that we're producing out the door, but just the educational. The people come and they ask us, well, how did you make this? And they're very surprised about what vegetable or what season that we use to give it that taste and flavor. And like I said before, the stories of something that they ate as a child and they despised it, and now they're starting to love it again. And that's the highlight of our day, along with the testimonies, of course, with people coming in and they're coming off of their blood pressure medicine, or it's decreased by the dosage because they're eating at RAMS Kitchen. So we're definitely proud of that.
Again, this is a kind of a silly question after everything you've shared, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Again, staying with this theme that Gaston County is such a great place, why, Brandie, would you say Gaston County is better because RAMS Kitchen is here?
Gaston County is better because of RAMS Kitchen, because we are given the opportunity for everyone to eat healthy on a healthy budget. Not just the community, but everyone can come and have a delicious meal for $4 and $5, which helps, your budget for the week. So I think that Gaston County is great because we're making these meals affordable, which everyone can be a part of.
I just thought of another question is, do you guys have any connection to in their youth community garden in the Highland area?
Do. Actually, we receive some of our fruits and vegetables from the garden. Okay. We are looking this summer to be able to create a farmer's market inside of RAMS Kitchen, where they're able to come and share some of the things that they have grown to make a profit to put back into the garden so that it can become better and bigger.
Oh, very good. So that segues perfectly into the next question. So what do you envision, how do you envision the organization looking in 5 to 10 years down the road?
A fleet of trucks. I want, every time you turn a corner or you're at a stop sign, I want you to see RAMS rolling by. A brick and mortar, somewhere where people can come in and purchase fruits and vegetables, like a market. Okay. I would love to see RAMS Kitchen on a larger scale, where you can come in and sit down and have a meal, where we can do more cooking classes, and we can provide, summer programs for the kids, so we can teach them how to prepare healthy snacks at home. More of the educational piece. That's what I envision RAMS.
All right, that's a big vision.
Yeah, gotta go big or go home.
That sounds exciting. So, I appreciate all that, Brandie. Is there anything I haven't asked that should have, or anything else you'd like to share about Rams Kitchen, kind of before we shift gears? And of course, before we finish, we'll make sure everybody knows where it is and any how to learn more about it, or any before we finish, we'll make sure that information is out there. But anything that I should have asked that I haven't yet?
I think you covered a lot, but I just like to say that Rams Kitchen is absolutely amazing. Please come by and visit our location or our food truck. I think that we have, the vision has definitely gone forth. We have not been open a full year, and
right.
We're just moving and grooving right along. There's just so much I can say about Rams Kitchen. The staff is amazing. The chef is amazing. We're just excited about where Rams Kitchen is going.
All right, well, very good. Again, as I said, we'll make sure to kind of round this out with Rams Kitchen before we finish. But this is a round of questions, again, because this is a podcast about Gaston County. So for this week, I changed the name every week, and we're going to call it the first time somebody's been on a podcast speed round of questions. All right, Brandie?
That would be correct.
Are you ready? This is what
is
what all your friends, family, everybody at Rams Kitchen, this is what they really want to know about Brandie.
All right.
All right. First question. Favorite Tony's ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Has anybody said that before? One other person has said that. All right. Sundrop or Cheerwine?
Sundrop.
All right. You can't say Rams Kitchen for this, because I know would be your answer.
That was definitely going to be my answer.
All right. So everybody out there, we're just going to assume that Brandie's favorite place is Rams Kitchen. But I'm going to make her give another answer to your favorite local restaurant.
Jaya's.
Okay. Favorite outdoor activity in Gaston County?
Walking at Irwin Center.
Oh, very good. I played a lot of youth baseball out at Irwin Center when I was younger. That was one of our stops. All right, this is a question because I can, and I have the mic that I ask every episode. And UNC Duke or NC State?
I'm not really into sports, but my husband would kill me if I didn't say UNC.
That's not correct. I was looking for something more like crickets or something. Unfortunately, that is the most popular answer to that question, but it is not the correct answer. But for your family, we will accept that for this episode as an answer.
I appreciate that.
Brandie, what is something very few people know about you?
I get nervous quick, and I'm
like on podcasts.
Definitely on podcasts, and I'm shy at times.
Huh? I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Yeah, most people wouldn't.
Very good. All right, so we had a little pre-discussion about this next question before the podcast, but so I'm going to ask you anyway. Recent book, blog, article, podcast that you listen to, or anything that you would recommend to our listeners?
GMS podcast. Listen to that. But to be honest, I haven't had time to sit down and read a book. Probably the only thing, the way my life is set up, I run all the time. I read billboards. That's about the only thing that I've been reading lately.
Hey, we have billboards, so there you go.
Yeah. And I'm definitely trying to get into podcasts.
Okay. So how old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
I am the mother of 3. I have a 16-year-old, and I have a look.
Are you sure?
All right.
You are nervous.
They are close. I have a 15-year-old, and I have a 16-year-old, and I have an angel child.
Okay. So 15 and 16-year-old, you are busy.
Yes, they keep me running.
There's all kinds of stuff.
My daughter,
lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, my daughter definitely keeps me busy. President of Student Council at Ashbrook. She's a captain of the cheerleading team, and now she decided that she wants to work. Yeah.
We have job openings here. You want to become a service technician?
I can send her your way.
I am a proud alum of Ashbrook High School.
All right,
myself.
Greenways.
Again, it's been a few years ago, but very much so. So Brandie, I appreciate you indulging us on those Gaston County questions, and all your answers were correct except for the one. So, so we're going to, we're getting close to finishing up here. This has been really good. So a couple more questions, and then we'll round it out with making sure, our listeners know how to help, donate, or anything else that you guys might need, and how to learn more about Rams Kitchen. So again, kind of keeping with the theme about Gaston County, besides Rams Kitchen, Brandie, why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
Gaston County is going into a direction that we have fresh eyes and fresh souls at the table that are creating new avenues for everyone to be successful in Gaston County, and I'm just excited about the new direction that Gaston County is going in. So I would say it is a great place because we're on the move. We're on the move to being the greatest county in North Carolina. I really believe that.
Wow, that's powerful, Brandie. And I don't know that I can argue with you. I think especially for me, the last 6, 7, or 8 years, it does seem to be a lot of positive motion. I've been fortunate to be involved in a lot of community things, United Way, Rotary Club. I'm on the Gastonia Police Foundation, a community foundation. So I've been fortunate to be involved in a lot of things, and there does seem to be just a lot of positive motion in so many areas.
I agree.
So again, this is our last official question, and knowing what you know now, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
I would tell Brandie that this is not a race. This is a marathon, and pace yourself.
Yeah, it's easy to look back, right, when you're 20 and everything was a big deal, and I need it now, I need it now, I need it now. Yeah, it's unfortunate that this is a common theme, the perspective that I have at 51 versus 20. Gosh. Yeah. It just takes age and experience to have real perspective. So, Brandie, this has been fantastic. Where can our listeners go to learn more about Rams Kitchen or get involved? Or, I don't know if you guys do fundraisers or how. I didn't even ask how the organization is funded, and is that something that our listeners could help with? Or, I think you've said the address already, so our listeners should know where it is now and the hours.
You can find out more about Rams Kitchen on our Facebook page, which is Rams Kitchen. We post our specials there. We post our menus, different ways that you can earn incentives through the program. We also post activities, like we have a Rams walking group that will start on Monday at Irwin Center. It will have the time and dates that we will be there. We haven't, that's about all we have on the Facebook page, but we're getting ready to grow. Social media is definitely the way to go, so we're going to tap into more areas where we can, be able to spread the word of Rams Kitchen.
So let me ask a real quick last question that came to mind. Going back a year ago, or whenever this vision started, it feels like you guys have just done so much, and maybe so much even more maybe than are you further along and have accomplished more than you expected maybe in this short period of time? Or
absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We have not been open. Like I tell people, I said, we haven't been open a year. We're still learning and trying to, work out the kinks. This is definitely taking off as a rocket. But when the vision came, because me and my husband are in the food industry, we already knew this was going to take off, and we told them, like, when it does, get ready. And it's definitely been everything that we said it was going to be and more. So we're excited about even where it's planned to go.
Well, listen, this is very exciting. I appreciate the conversation, and again, being a little familiar with the organization before talking to this has been very educational. So I hope our listeners out there will no excuses now not to travel over to Highland for a good healthy meal lunchtime during the week. So again, I appreciate that. I'm excited to see where this goes, and maybe when you get to that, I don't know how many trucks you need, but we'll get you back on and we'll talk about all the new locations in the future. So,
awesome.
Brandie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm going to finish up with my like I do every week with my own book recommendation. There's my lisp, Elizabeth, and my quote or thought for the week. So this felt like the topic today felt like an example of some individuals really taking a leadership and taking some action and leadership in the community in an area where it was needed. So the book I'm going to recommend is one by John Maxwell. He's kind of considered the leadership guru in a lot of ways, and the book is This is probably his most famous maybe leadership book, even though he has quite a few. But the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, again by John Maxwell. It's one if you're into leadership information and studies. And my quote of the week stays on the same topic, and this is an interesting one because I'm going to go ahead and read the statement. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So that quote was actually attributed for many years to John Quincy Adams, but it has since been kind of discovered that nobody actually thinks he said that. It's actually been most recently something similar attributed to Dolly Parton a few years ago. And the reason I know about the John Quincy Adams thing, I post something on social media every Monday, a quote or thought for the week. That's about the only time I post anything on social media. And I actually made the big time because PolitiFact or somebody fact-checked me and told me that I was wrong. It wasn't John Quincy Adams. So I actually felt a little bit of pride that somebody from PolitiFact actually saw my quote and told me I was wrong. But anyway, it's still, regardless of who said it, that's still, I think, a powerful quote and thought to keep with us on leadership here. So to our listeners out there, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. Please spread the word if you can about the podcast, and please don't hesitate to contact us here at podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We're always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. And as usual, Elizabeth has reminded me that 5-star ratings will get us more notice so RAMS Kitchen can get more notice. And thanks again to Brandie Meeks for being our guest today. Gaston's Great is produced and brought to you by Amy Anderson and Elizabeth King from GSM Services and edited here locally by the Sumner Group. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.